Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. This week we've got yet another brand new car. And for 20 points it is this, the Audi RS6 Avant from 2021, and stick around to the end of the video to find out just what this thing can do. This thing has got 591 brake horsepower, 590 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs a whopping 4,575 pounds with a 4-litre engine. Now from the outside, the front of it does look very evil indeed. I actually really do like that, especially with the headlights and the grille. But going to the side, it looks like the side profile of every other Audi RS Avant in existence, and at the back it's just been touched up a little bit. Going to the inside, the interior does look very nice. You can see you've got screens and screens aplenty, and not as many dials and buttons and gauges and stuff this time, but everything is sort of all more digital, which is kind of cool. And now let's go ahead and take a listen to that 4-litre engine. So here we are now over at the upgrade shop. Let's go ahead and check out conversion and see what we've got. We've got a couple engine swaps available. We've got the 6.2 litre V8, we've got the 5.2 litre V10, and the racing 3 litre inline 6 turbo, also known as the the 2JZ. Oh, you can also make this thing rear wheel drive, which we might do later. Going to aero and appearance, it looks like we've got a body kit on offer. We've got, oh, that is a very aggressive front bumper. I like that. Going to the back, what have we got for the wing? Well, not much in the way of sort of anything different, but we're going to keep it because it looks cool. Going to the rear bumper, is it as aggressive as the back? Well, kind of, I guess. I mean, it looks alright. And for the side skirts, what do we have? We have got, oh, it adds a tiny bit of carbon and a tiny extra plastic carbon thingy. On the plus side, it does make the car look a lot more aggressive though, which I absolutely adore. And because we can, we're going to go ahead and throw this thing on to some semi-slicks and upgrade the width of them a bit, because we're going to make this thing an A-class road build. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Now the cool thing about the RS4 is it does come with a set of twin turbos, and we can upgrade those to have anti-lag. I mean, look at that. That looks so cool, and we are keeping it. So just concentrating this thing, and it has 8 gears. Seems a bit excessive, but okay. Going over to the paints, we don't have anything in advanced, unless it's the rims over here, in which case we've got more sort of advanced paint groups than I've had hot dinners. And for manufacturer colours, you know the drill. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colours for this thing, and it shows off that body kit very well, making this car look very aggressive, especially in this red, which we're going to pick, by the way. And away we go. That is a lot of flames. Wow, okay. Very aggressive. I like this car so far. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what we can do with this thing. We've got upgraded tyres. We've got some upgraded turbos. Let's see if we can use that to our advantage, because at the moment, the Avant does not have the advantage when turning. I'm not sorry for that pun. Making our way up the field. We know we make up a couple spaces on this turn, or in our case, no we don't. Oh, brakes. We've pummeled something in a wall. Come on the inside. Oh, stay out of the wall this time. Okay, you got lucky on that one. Right, second is just here. Correction, now we are second. First is up here. Can we catch them in this thing? I don't know. This feels like an absolute whale to try and turn. Out of the wall. It doesn't want to stay out of the walls. It's like this thing has a magnet. Jumping back in at 95, we're nearly to the line. There's an Audi in front of us, which means we've only got a second place this time around, but quite honestly, I'm surprised we've even managed that, considering just how heavy this thing is, and the fact that it really just does not feel fantastic to race. Really does not. I'm actually kind of disappointed in that. Let's hope it can redeem itself for the drag race. So, while this thing looks fantastic, it corners about as well as a house. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what we can do, throwing in the 2JZ 3-litre engine, and making this thing into a drag build. I don't have high hopes for it, but maybe it can prove me wrong. And now I have to sit here and tune the brick and wheels. So here we are now over at the festival. Let's go ahead and see a little wheelie check. Do we get anything? No, nothing at all. That was actually kind of pathetic. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull up to the edge of the drag strip just here. Why are there so many 9s? I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what we can do, and away we go. Do we get anything good from this thing? Well, I don't know. Let's go find out. We've got up to 3rd already. 4th. If we hit 200 to this, it will be an absolute miracle. But I very much doubt it. So, yeah, 188. Not too bad, but honestly, not fantastic either. But this thing still, even with a rate reduction, still weighs over 3,500 pounds. So I guess that's kind of okay. Well, that was kind of a little bit disappointing if I'm honest with you. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw this thing onto race springs and dampers. We'll go ahead and get ourselves a good old racing set of tyres. In fact, we might go for... oh yeah, let's do full slick this time. And of course, some spacers too, just to make it look a little nicer and just fill out those arches. And now let's go ahead and see what this thing can do with straight line speed. I'm not holding out too much hope for it, but then again, it could surprise me. Let's go find out. However, before we go any further, here is the dry season Forza Horizon shop. We've got the Koenigsegg Agera RS, we've got the Mexican traffic light car horn, we've got the Black Speed Trap T, and of course the Aston Martin DB11 alongside your regular Horizon wheelspin and your Horizon Super wheelspin. Okay, so here we are now over the edge of the motorway, so let's go ahead and see what we can do in 3, 2, 1, away we go with 1,270 brake horsepower, and let's go ahead and see just what top speed we can get out of this thing. If we get anything remotely decent, I will be surprised. And out of the speed trap we go at 241 miles an hour, which is actually fairly okay for this thing. I feel like I've got cars that have gone quicker, but considering what this thing is, how much it weighs, and what kind of car it is, that is still fairly impressive. So maybe let's not dismiss this thing too quickly. And through our speed camera, there we go, 251, we are still going, we're still accelerating, 255, 256, 257 out of this thing, which is, actually, that's good for this thing. I've got cars and other Audis that have gone quicker, but for this thing, what it is, it's pretty nice, but just wish it was a little bit lighter, maybe. So now, here comes the fun part, we are going rear wheel drive, and I think we might go back to the stock engine for this one. And now we go ahead and do the most terrifying thing to do in any massive car like this. We're going to go ahead and try and drift this thing and see what we get. We're just going to hope to not spin because this thing looks like it's going to try it and do that. But let's at least try and get out of here with 34,235 points. So round number 2 has got to try and beat 32,000. So let's go ahead and jump back the other way and see what this thing can do. Hopefully not hit a bridge because, well, it's right there. But let's try ahead and see if we can beat 34,000. I know I kind of stumbled over words there, but it was worth it because we did beat 34k. We got 36,000 point something. I didn't really see what the something was, but we did a lot better than the first one, which is actually kind of impressive. So I guess that is the Audi RS6 Avant. It's a pretty decent drift car and very, very quick. Just don't bother racing it because it feels like a housebreak. I just realised that rhymed. Somebody signed me up for a music career. So for 20 points, is it worth it? Well, if you want a car that looks good and drifts relatively okay and has a very, very evil looking body kit, then definitely go for it. But if you want something to race, yeah, I'd steer clear of this thing. But other than that, that is it on the video for this thing. Thank you very much for watching. I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Check out. See ya. The fact you can't put police lights on this thing is a real missed opportunity.